I said, hey, yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mojados, and we're back with another video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today, we're going to be talking about everything Bitcoin, what we expect next in terms of price action, what is actually happening, how we were able to catch the bottom, and what I'm advising to watch out for in the coming months. Because a lot of people are getting really bullish, and a lot of people are not prepared for what's to come. As usual, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown back over here in February. Or actually earlier in December. This video is still live on YouTube. I called the bottom on Bitcoin, basically saying we're going to reclaim the lows and what to do if we pretty much watch the range reclaim, right? And then literally after that, calling the highs, pretty much sharing each and every step along the way, because usually these trends, these patterns, they all repeat, but they're just slightly different, right? I've also shared this in other videos, like this is the Coinbase BTC chart. Every bottom is a range of some sort. And every range exits in some way, shape, or form. But the range is usually a tap of the liquidity at some point in time in the range, and then a reclaim of some sort as well. So basically, you saw this is a range in 2015, reclaims back over here towards the end of the range, and then takes out liquidity at the same time, and then pushes back up, reclaims the range high, and then pushes back higher. Same thing in 2017, we hit the range low, then tap liquidity, and then reclaim it later on in the range, and then start moving up. Same thing here in 2023, which I shared live for you guys. We saw the range low formed, liquidity of the FTX tapped the bottom of the range, and then the reclaim took place. It wasn't as clean, and I advised this guys during the videos is that every single one of these types of ranges that are formed are not going to be the same, right? And that's what trading is, right? It's not meant to be so straightforward, or else everybody will be rich. That's why every strategy is different. People's entries and exits are different, because if everybody did the same thing, then everyone would have the same results, and realistically trading wouldn't be what it is, right? Because at the end of the day, someone's trying to take your money, right? That's the harsh reality of trading. But I shared it here on my Twitter, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because there's a lot of noise right now throughout the interwebs about what's happening. And right now, I am very bullish. I was actually even bullish over here. Let me see if I can find that second post over here for October 2nd, when everyone was calling for 12K, right? Same thing here. You saw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the highs here. I'm going to pull up, see if I can find that chart over here. Okay, I don't have it here, but basically, this was a 5-wave sequence that we saw play out, right? And then we saw it get followed by an ABC here, right? And now again, we're watching another 5-wave sequence, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially a 5 here, right? So we'll see how this plays out. And again, this count, I need to look at it further, but I'm just sharing with you guys. I do believe it's possible for another wave. Right now, when we look on the weekly time frame, there's no divergence just yet. So that leads me to believe that we may see a divergence. At the same time, we may see some type of, move such as the following. And again, it's just a matter of patience. The same way I exercise caution at the bottom and talked about what you should watch out for. This is what I am watching out for right now, because there is no divergence yet. The weekly is very strong. Price action is very strong. You see 3 or how many back-to-back green candles here on the weekly, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we're able to close in 2 hours, which is very, very bullish. So 7 weekly closes that are green in a row, which is very, very nice to see. And even when you look down on the dailies, it look even closer. It looks like, yes, the RSI did drop here, but this is technically a reset on the RSI, right? Because as you can see here, as price is going up, these indicators reset. Like, for example, in this area here, price goes up. And guess what? You see the RSI, it works its way up, and then it goes on a tear, and then it resets as well. At the same time, price falls. But at the same time, again, it's still pushing back to the upside, as in some points, when the RSI is below 56, you can clearly see it's like a resistance. Although prices overall are making higher highs and higher lows. Now, I feel like that may be a little too intricate, but the idea you can take away is that when the RSI is trading above 50 or 57, for the most part, it's very bullish, right? And that's kind of why I'm still bullish right now, is that we're still trading above 57. We just made a higher high. Technically, there is bearish divergence, but we're probably going to go up again a couple more times and create some type of triple divergence in terms of triple bearish divergence. So we'll see how that plays out. But the idea here is not trying to catch the actual top. The overall idea I'm trying to get at here is that we're running into a resistance. Now I know the halving is approaching, so this is this chart over here. As you can see, every time the halving approaches, there is good price action that follows it. Bullish price action that leads to the upside. Will this time be different? I'm going to be talking about that right now, but I do believe things are changing. And the overall idea here for now is that still we are going higher. The reason why we're going higher is because, look, like I said, this is around 36K. I was talking about, price going up because we're still waiting for divergences. And even before that, I was talking about price going up over here at 27K when everyone was calling for 12K because of, this clean Elliott wave structure. We have 5 waves up, ABC to the side, and now we're probably going to go higher. And I also, share this stuff on the charts every single time I get an update on my Twitter thread. So if you guys want to follow, definitely feel free. But, at the end of the day, we're waiting for some type of invalidation, but we're sitting in a resistance, okay? Whether you like to agree or not, we're sitting in a 6-month supply zone. You can see it right here. This is your 6-month supply zone, right? Which is an area of bearishness. We're not breaking this the first try. I'm so sorry to break it to you. And actually, that makes me kind of happy because I want to accumulate more. But right now, this area that's in gray is a big zone of bearishness. You can see here a lot of choppy price action. It's not going to get taken out in the first try. Resistances nor supports, especially on hot time frames, get broken on the first try. It usually take a couple taps at least to break above. So my idea here is that we could probably stop anywhere in this gray box, but we might even retest this low again. So we'll see what happens. But the main idea is that maybe we get up to here and then probably break back down to here to only go back up again. So we'll see what happens. And the reason for that is simply because resistances do not break on the first try. We're probably going to see some type of pullback and another long opportunity back down at the lows. But again, everyone is trading on different time frames. Everyone is looking at different things because you got to remember our strategies are all different. So even though I'm talking in this video about what I expect, you got to position your own self catering to your own strategy, right? Because at the end of the day, what you think is bullish is bearish for someone else, right? Because they're trading on a different time frame, right? Again, hypothetically speaking. And the other thing I want to share here, guys, is that it's possible, and a lot of people don't like me for this, that we might have topped, right? And we may be forming a topping structure right now. And again, I talk about this in this post. There's more details here. And as a trader, I can't ignore this possibility. Why? Because as you can see here, BTC has double topped for the first time in its history. Meanwhile, it's never done that before, right? Every single top has been basically a blow off top, and every single bottom has never retraced back down to its previous all-time highs. But for the first time over here in 2022, you can see BTC has fell down to 15K, touching the previous all-time highs back over here to 2018, which is a bearish indication in terms of Elliott wave. It basically means that the trend itself is weakening. That basically, people are gonna start shifting in terms of sentiment. Whales might start positioning differently. Because again, we are going to get this type of bounce that takes place on the A wave, which is exactly what we're seeing. A hits 3, and then you get a bounce here. Now, B wave could play out in many different ways. It could be a zigzag, it could be a flat, it could be a triangle. This is just saying that, C could go down to here because in terms of order of operations, you have to first assume it's a zigzag in terms of Elliott wave. And basically, if you're I have a checklist. Depending on how high we retrace, if we go past the 61.8, then I have to assume it's a flat. It's like basically Elliott wave stuff. If you guys don't care about that stuff, I'm not gonna bore you to death. But if we go past the 61.8 here, past 48K, then I'm not gonna assume it's a zigzag anymore. I'm gonna go to my checklist and start looking at the other things to look out for to try to identify what kind of pattern it is, right? So we'll see how this plays out. But right now, we are probably going to go higher here. But I don't think we're breaking 48K or 46K. Now, granted, a wick can take place. But this is a very, very big resistance. And, I mean, on-chain, there's a lot of bullish things. 80% of Bitcoin holders are in profit. Yeah, Michael Saylor continuing to buy. Hash rate at an all-time high, right? There's a lot of indicators and stuff that are very, very bullish. And the chart is there to support that thesis as well. So you have like confluence across the board, you know, in terms of on-chain data, in terms of price action, in terms of sentiment in the market. Everybody is very, very bullish now. But even then, there are still some people who are, you know, getting overly bullish, and that's kind of why I like to exercise a little bit of caution. And I shared this probability because, again, as traders, I don't care what happens. I'm here to make money and trade at the end of the day, like most of us are. So I entertain this possibility, even though I know it might not happen, right? Anything can happen in this market, but what I really am watching for is Bitcoin dominance. Depending on how this gauges up here, like if we can get up to here, that's going to be very interesting, because determining what happens in the market, determining how it goes here, like it can change so many things, right? Because reclaiming dominance would mean that, you know, it may have a better chance to go to all-time highs, and that's like a whole nother topic of its own. But what I'm watching for, again, I'm positioned altcoins, and I know this is a Bitcoin video, but as a Bitcoin holder, it's important to understand that there is a range that takes place, right? This is technically considered a range. I'm going to actually pull this up over here. Yeah, this is a better chart. Let me share it like this. So as you can see, Bitcoin dominance went in a range here in 2021, topped out at the high here, and then broke down. So even as a Bitcoin holder, rotating into alts, when you see something like this, is very interesting. And right now, we broke out of the range that we were going in after sitting in it for what, 750 days, which is quite interesting. But is it a deviation? Are we going to go higher, reject here, and then go down? We'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of ways this chart can play out, but the idea here is to watch out where the deviation is, watch out for invalidation points, and to see even if it goes up to 57. It's going to be very, very interesting, and that's why I do these monthly updates here. I know I missed last month because I was away. I was on a 3-week vacation. I went to Dubai in the Middle East. Super cool. But the idea here is to be very patient and look out for different probabilities. So, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is going to be interesting to watch. And even over here, guys, this is what makes me so bullish as well. Total is a very important thing to gauge as well, simply because if this is going to continue to go up, which I believe it is broken out. And if you guys are paying attention now, this is why I've been so bullish on the market, not just Bitcoin, right? Is because over here, every bottom is a range for Bitcoin, right? And every bottom is a range for every coin, guys. It's not just Bitcoin. You can see this is total. This is the whole entire cryptocurrency market cap. And you can see here that this was going sideways for some time here, right? And as it was going sideways, I saw the reclaim of the low, right? This was your liquidity tap, this blue box, where a lot of manipulation took place. And then pretty much what we saw was a rise out of it, breaking out, and again, reclaiming this area over here and pushing up with confirmation saying that the bottom is in. And I do think we're going to go much higher here. I think definitely 2.12 trillion is definitely in the cards. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm not, again, going to get too crazy bullish, but I am bullish in the interim. I know that the ETF is definitely coming around. So that's another thing to watch out for, because I know that, you know, a lot of people are watching for the ETF, and BlackRock is a great catalyst for Bitcoin right now. But again, it could be priced in. It could be the whole reason why this whole move is happening. But I just want to exercise caution simply because of this A wave tapping into 3. And again, I am very, very interested to see whether or not we get this divergence here. And again, I was sharing all this on my Twitter, so you guys want to make sure you're following so you don't miss a beat. And I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. It's about just keeping a level head, having your plan before this stuff starts breaking out, because at the end of the day, you want to have good risk management, right? Like if you buy Bitcoin now, how many multiples are going to get here, right? Like if you buy 40K, like maybe it goes to 80K, that's a 2X, maybe, right? So a lot of people are really looking at altcoins to rotate into when they hold Bitcoin, but timing it and looking at technical indicators definitely do help. Again, no one is going to time the market perfectly, and anybody who does tell you they are is full of shit. And even sometimes I get it wrong, even though I can show you guys endless examples of when I was right. We all get it wrong sometimes. We all are trying to get better and better every day, and that's just the name of the game, guys. So I appreciate you guys for making it to the end of the video. Like and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, hodl, hodl, hodl. Peace.